Yo, what's good, man? Jaime Mungia and Berlanga. Fight night last night. You feel me? It was a decent night of boxing or whatever. Not really great matchups or whatever, but the fights played out well last night. You know, on the bad way for Berlanga, 'cause he went 12 rounds with Angulo. You know what I'm saying? And he tried to show boxing ability, and it looked it all bad for him, man. In fact, it went so bad that Edgar tried to bite Angulo. He tried to pull a Mike Tyson, and it's not even that level of a fight. This guy is supposed to be way below your level, man. This is a man on a journey, and you biting this man like you in an undisputed fight or something. And missed. I mean, I kind of do feel like he lost the fight. It was kind of close though, but at the end of the fight, when they read off them scorecards and I seen how wide they were, I knew they wasn't finna give that to Angulo because Angulo is 38 years old. He's a two-time title contender. I think he fought for the belt twice and lost or whatever. And he was supposed to be somebody Edgar was supposed to run through and knock out. But now this is the fourth fight in a row that Berlanga hasn't delivered. Like I understand if the first round knockout streak ends, in his first 16 fights or whatever, but Edgar is just not getting knockouts at all anymore. Like he's going the distance with everybody, and these dudes are considered C minus. Angulo, if he was fresher, he probably would have won that fight. He would have won that fight uh, convincingly. You know what I'm saying? Because he kept that high guard up, and he was jabbing Berlanga and then hitting him with that right hand, kind of hurting Berlanga, had Berlanga nose bleeding, and like I don't know, it just seems like dudes with that high guard that Angulo has, that you have a better chances with looping hooks and stuff, and Berlanga just didn't have that. You know, Berlanga, he was just trying to power through them, and you know how that is. Trying to box, he didn't look comfortable at all on the back foot. Like Edgar, I don't think Edgar gonna be a top guy. I don't think Edgar even. I don't see Edgar winning the championship, man. I can't lie. Like he looks really, really bad, man. And it was the Puerto Rican day, I think. So I didn't. Of course, they wouldn't give him that loss. But I think, see, it's been four fights in a row now because the streak ended with Nicholson, but he knocked down Nicholson like three or four times in that fight. But that fight made it the distance. That was an 8 rounder. And then there was this other white guy he fought. People say that he lost that fight, but I gave Edgar that fight. And of course, he beat Nicholson with the knockdowns and shit. But the roles in this fight, like this, you can argue that's two losses back to back for Edgar, man. Like I don't know, like I can tell that he don't have no type of amateur experience. Like he was trying to box, but his feet was looking stiff. Like he ain't got no wiggle to him like that. He was head hunting, and he's 20 fights in, man. So maybe he has a lot of time to develop because he is a young fighter. But I just don't see where he goes from here. I don't see him winning the title. Even those guys with the interim titles, they'll beat Berlanga. That's Benavidez and Morel in them. Like he can't beat those guys. I just don't see where Berlanga goes. I don't know. Like try to get him on another knockout streak. Get him some tomato cans, like F level fighters. I don't know. Get him excited. Get us excited again. Get him some knockouts, and then cash him out. You know what I'm saying? Or if he leaves top rank, just it is what it is, and he can go cash out on his own with like a Benavidez or something in the future. I don't even think Benavidez gonna be around. I guess this what I would do with Berlanga. I'd have him fight cab drivers and shit, right? And then when Benavidez them leave the division, have him fight for an interim title against another tomato can. Then try to go after Canelo if he's still there, maybe, and cash out. And cash out with Berlanga. I don't see much Bob Arum can do with Berlanga. Bob Arum was in the front row looking like, damn, this motherfucker here, I don't know what to do with this motherfucker. No. Now, Jaime Mungia, I've been liking what Jaime Mungia been, his energy been lately, you know? Like he really wants to fight Charlo. But on this fight last night, he looked it bad up until the knockout. I mean, sometimes that's just what it is, you know, because that style, that style Jim Kelly was presenting, he was sticking and moving Jaime. He kept Jaime off balance. He was jabbing Jaime and hitting him with a nice left hook. You know, Jaime was countering him a little bit here and there, but he was getting outboxed bad for 4 rounds. But in that fifth round, you know, Jaime came in with an uppercut. He caught Kelly. He caught Kelly, you know, and then it just went all bad for Kelly from there. Like he stayed on Kelly after the knockdown. And that last knockdown, Jaime Munguia, he was throwing like 20, 30 punches, but he ain't hit Kelly with not one of them. And Kelly had went down on the knee. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was just a veteran move to get Jaime off him, you know what I'm saying? But he didn't even make the count. So he pretty much forfeited the fight. You know what I'm saying? Because Jaime had got his groove on, and I don't think Kelly had really recovered from that first knockdown. He got knocked down 3 times in the fifth round. But that was kind of interesting to see Jaime getting fucked up like that in the first 4 rounds. Like he buckled Jaime one of them times, but he was catching Jaime coming in with that left hook. He was jabbing him, turning his ass. That's a little bit of a blueprint. See, people don't pay attention to shit like that. They just, he knocked his ass out. What are you talking about? But people watch that film in them first 4 rounds. But yeah, though, man, Jaime Munguia, I gotta take his duck label off of him, man. Like he's not a duck anymore. He wants, well. I'm not sure yet. I'm not gonna go all the way there yet, cause I don't think he'll fight Janabek. But he wants Charlo, man. He really wants Charlo, cause you know what I'm saying. Golden Boy and PBC, they was close to making a Jaime and Charlo fight, but it had fell apart. I think both fighters had signed. I know for a fact Munguia signed his side of the contract. I think Charlo did too, but the zone they wanted a bigger piece of the pie than I guess they deserved because Charlo would be the A side in that situation and he the champion, so he would have to go the Showtime and shit and fight on that platform. And you know, I wouldn't. I don't know if they would have took that fight in Charlo's hometown, but PBC offered the Zone the TV rights for the fight in Mexico and the UK where they do their most numbers at. You know what I'm saying? And they wanted even more than that. So Al Heyman didn't want to make the fight, but Jaime was right there and he wanted that. And after the fight tonight, he called out he called out Charlo. Like he really wants Charlo. And he repeated what De La Hoya said the other day, saying Al Heyman blocking the fight and Charlo hiding behind Al Heyman and don't want to fight Mungia. But Mungia, he's stepping up to the plate. He's saying the same shit. So Charlo, you know, I just wouldn't worry about Canelo no more if I'm Charlo, man. Like you've been in position to fight the dude a couple times now, and if he's not gonna fight you, especially with Canelo just losing the Bivol, why would he fight you right now? You know what I'm saying? He got a lot of smoke that he could get, and I know that it's not the payday of Canelo, but you keep fighting lower level guys, somebody gonna end up clipping your ass or end up being an awkward style for you and taking your O. You should rather, if you was to lose your O, rather it be in a big fight with like Benavidez or Jaime Munguia, you know, especially try to make that Jaime Munguia fight because you'll be favored in that fight. I just don't be knowing what's up with Jermall. Jermall just look at his career. I think he said it himself that he gonna keep fighting dudes like this until Canelo come. Like you ruining your own career over one dude. Like, is that payday that fucking damn? Like, what did you finna get like 30, 40 million to fight Canelo or some shit? But it is what it is though. You know, I like the energy from Jaime in the ring. I'm kind of so. The performance. I like he got the knockout and all, but the first 4 rounds were kind of alarming to me. In Berlanga, the whole performance was not great to me, and I kind of feel like he lost the fight.